With me here is Henri Sant-Cassia. He is the founding partner of the Conscious Fund, and he's here to provide us with an update on the fund's portfolio. They had a huge second quarter here in 2021. One of the bigger headlines recently was Cybin becoming the first psychedelic company to join the New York Stock Exchange. Do you want to share a little bit about your thoughts on that?
Pretty huge news. I mean, all credit to the NASDAQ. It is a secondary exchange compared to the New York Stock Exchange. And this is, I guess, the ultimate example of mainstream kind of investor interest, the general mainstreaming of psychedelics. Cybin is a very aggressive company. It's very focused on becoming a rival and equivalent to big pharma or large pharmaceutical companies. And I think the New York Stock Exchange listing uplisting is a validation of that strategy and also a general validation of the space.
Do you want to share a little bit about some additional companies that were added into the portfolio here in the second quarter?
Maya, run by David Champion, which is software as a service for psychedelics, very sophisticated, offering very quick uptake from leading clinics, wellness practitioners. Another one is Gwella. Gwella is one of the first consumer-focused kind of non-medical plays. So some people call this nootropics, other people will look at it through the lens of supplements. This is really very broad healthcare using, at the moment, mushrooms and other plant derivatives. And it's hoped that in future, you'll have, I guess, what could be called psychedelics light. And as a fund, we like to balance the long-term drug discovery plays with companies like Gwella that could generate revenue in the short term. Another one just on the technology front is April 19. This is a very clever piece of AI. It was spun out of University College London. It's actually founded by Professor Sarangan Talaki, who is one of the people that taught the DeepMind team. And if you know about AI, DeepMind was acquired by Google. Very difficult company to beat at chess and other mind games. These were the professors behind some of the most famous people in AI, and they've turned that knowledge to psychedelics, and they've turned it to things like how do you select a compound from the millions of permutations, how do you accelerate clinical trials, how do you tailor compounds to particular patient populations.
Do you want to share a little bit about some of the progress, maybe what you can, of course, that's been made and what you perceive to be, here going on in the third quarter as, what looks good so far?
We're going into a sort of upswing in cycle, and that's very, very positive and very exciting. We're also seeing a lot more startups, a lot more activity in the US, particularly around clinics and the actual delivery of treatment. And I think that's going to have a very interesting effect on the industry as a whole.
Visit psychedelicspotlight.com to hear the full podcast interview with Henri Sant-Cassia.